This is what it's like to spend a day filming an event on a private island in the Caribbean. We usually wake up right around 7 a.m. and that's because the first hikes start at 7:15. The hikes go down to the beach, sometimes the ranch to be with the horses. This morning we went down to the cliffside just to get a nice little view of the group, a group picture with the cliff and the big house in the background. Now that wasn't the main event. The group after the picture hikes down to the beach to spend some time with the horses. This event is about self-love and empowerment, so the practice with the horses was a really powerful thing to see. Essentially, it was telling the horses all of the mean and harmful things that we tell ourselves, and realizing that we would never say those things to another person, another creature, anything like that. So then they painted the love back onto the horses, and you can see that it was a really impactful time for each of the women here. Those practices usually go until around 9 or 9:30 in the morning, and that's when breakfast starts. The breakfasts are always amazing. It's always a lot of fruit, eggs, a lot of protein, things like that. And straight after breakfast is when we do the morning session, which is the first speaking session of the day. Now these usually go for about 2 hours. We're capturing photo and video of these, so in order to do that, we have a tripod set up with one camera that captures video for the entire session, and then one person runs around and gets camera stills and photos of all of the attendees and the speaker, and then I go around with my handheld rig to get different shots, close-ups for video. Now we don't need 2 hours worth of content for each of these speaking sessions, so we usually capture maybe about 15 minutes total of handheld footage, and then the session cameras on the tripod are recording the whole time. This is also a time where we'll take any of the breaks that we need, so if we need to grab a snack, use the bathroom, oftentimes you'll find me down in the studio sorting through footage, just because it kind of helps me stay on top of things. We have deliverables that we give to them at the end of each day, so I'll use the extra time during the sessions to load the footage onto my drive, sort it out in my editing software, which is Premiere, and then just kind of make sure that I'm getting everything I need. Morning session usually ends between 12 o'clock and 1, and it will go straight into lunch. Lunch, people will moke down to the beach. The mokes are these really cool, I call them like bougie golf carts, but they're super cool. People will moke down to the beach, and that's where lunch is. It's lunchtime. We're down here. We already got some clips of them eating, so now it's our turn to eat. And we got some local fish. Do you know the name of it?
Wahoo.
We got wahoo, tomatoes, cucumbers, and couscous. Now since that's down at the beach, that leads straight into the afternoon free time where the guests just have space to enjoy and do whatever they want. Oftentimes you'll find them tanning out by the beach. They can go out on the paddle boards, kayaks, sailboats. There's these really cool things called sea bobs. Our job during that time is just to capture as many candidates as we can. We want to make sure that people can be present, and part of that is allowing them to not be on their phones taking pictures, because we're there capturing all of the content for them. Evening session isn't until about 5:30, so between 4 and 5, people usually start heading back up to the house, get showered, kind of have a little bit of alone time before the evening session. And the evening session is just like the morning session. It's another speaking session where they'll talk about a particular topic, and we record it the same way as we do in the morning. But around this time, the sun is usually setting, so we try to record as many clips as we can at the beginning, just because it gets dark so quick, and we don't like shooting when it's pitch black. Same thing though, as soon as we capture as many clips as we can and all the pictures we need, we'll go down to the studio, load everything onto our drives, sort it out, and then kind of go back up and keep monitoring the session cameras that are on the tripod to make sure it's still recording. Evening session leads right into dinner, so again, we'll either have dinner down by the poolside or we'll move back down to the beach where dinner's laid out on the tables down there. Now during lunch and dinner, they usually do something they call top takeaways. It's just where they'll talk about the main thing they've taken away from the day or from the prior session. So we always stay to record all of those. Audio is a pretty strong backbone of our deliverables in the sense that we want to tell a story, and audio is what helps you tell that story. You need tension, you need conflict, you need growth, and capturing these in-between moments of them talking about what they've learned in the areas they've grown in really help us with that. On certain nights after dinner, there will be late night activities. Sometimes it's late night paddleboarding, other times it'll be by the bonfire, but this is the time where, again, we'll run around with our cameras, capture as much content as we can for it being super, super dark out, and then we head back to the studio. Our deliverables change pretty much with every event, but it typically consists of delivering some type of daily recap or daily reel. So each night, I'll get all the footage onto my computer, and because I'm sorting it throughout the day, it's a lot easier to do, but I'll make that quick daily reel that's around 30 seconds, and I'll send that over to the managers here. That way they can have that ready to post the next morning. That gets me done editing around 11 to 12 at night, and that's when I go shower, get ready, and go to bed to do the same thing the next day.